heavy and hard. You're listening to Metal Morning Drive on Metal Fortress Radio with Lady Rose and the Beast.
Hi, this is Anders from Inflames, and you are listening to Metal Fortress Radio. Crank it up.
This is Metal Fortress Radio here at College Street with the band Inflames with Anders, lead singer. How's the tour going so far?
It's good. Had a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Prior to this tour, we haven't played in a year, so we took some time off.
Oh, really?
Recorded a new album. We decided that because usually we don't get to spend like summers in Sweden because we're always playing festivals. So we decided to actually take some time off, spend some time with our families, and it was really good.
The majority of the touring, is it over here in the U.S.?
No, we
50-50?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, we love being here, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, right.
We've always been about to tour across the globe. So it's, Australia, South America, Europe, of course, a lot. And this is a big country, so you spend a lot of time there.
Right.
Usually 2, 3, 4 tours per album cycle.
Now, how's this album going for you guys? It was a little different direction for you guys, or
always different direction. I mean,
don't you find that
we don't want to do the same thing
exactly,
but we still have we're known for melody, and that's where we start our music. That's our focus point. That's where everything boils down to. In the end, it's the melody. But I mean, you grow as a band, and you're older.
Right.
Things around you change, circumstances, and yeah.
Do you find yourself getting on tours easier with the newer stuff, or how's the fans accepting it?
Well, I mean, it's brand new. It came out a week ago.
Right.
So far, we only play like 2 songs from the new album right now because we only play everything.
Oh, okay.
You know that your fans want to hear some of their own favorites.
Right, yeah.
And I won't play everything, but eventually we're gonna play.
So as the tour goes on, you add more songs.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. How is it being released? Released as an album or released as singles or?
As an album. We never write singles. No, I'm old school in my way of thinking. I want to side A and side B. I always think in vinyl.
Yeah, right.
So, but don't get me wrong, there's some good singles on there.
No.
They were not written in.
I'm just saying, some of these bands now they're doing albums, but they're not releasing. They're releasing them all as singles. You know what I mean? It's just a different way of marketing, I guess.
We released a few songs prior to the album release, of course, but I mean, that's the way of the record company thinking, management thinking, and more than the band. I want to get the music out there so I can play in front of my fans.
How long has this stay? How long are we out with?
We've just been out almost a week, and it goes down all the way to 19th of December, I think. And touring in Portland.
Now you stay with that. Doing any headline shows between, or is it pretty much you guys are?
It's shows every other day, so there's no time. When there's enough time to get ready.
Now, as far as writing your album, how do you guys come up with creative ideas? You guys, is it...
Guitar players, John usually starts at home, and I let him write a few riffs before I come in there and poke.
They're out.
Yeah. So you get the first few riffs out of the system, but then I created maybe just one riff or part of the song, and then we took that and recorded in LA. So me and him stayed in LA like 3 weeks prior to the recording.
Okay, just you two?
Yeah, and Mika, the guitar player, came towards the end as well.
Okay.
And then we were just writing and putting all the whole album together.
Does it seem easier to do melodies with guitar, or is it easier when somebody comes up with a riff and you kind of let the hook sit in your head for a minute, or?
How do you get different hooks coming either on guitar or on vocals?
Yeah.
Today we have more of singing than we had in the early days. Right. It was just screaming, and then the screaming needed to be supported by a lot of guitar melodies to make it melodic. And now we can do it on synth, we can do it on guitar, and we can do it on vocals. But they all have to be in balance,
It's true.
So whatever is needed for that song at the moment, then we just do it. And it's all about how we feel as a band.
Exactly.
Do we feel this is right? Okay, cool. Then let's go.
Sometimes you just come up with a singing melody and try to work something around that too.
Yeah, since I've become more of a singing type of singer, we can start off with just a vocal.
You got a great melody voice too. It's awesome. Yeah, love the hooks. So this album, it just came out 2 weeks ago?
It came out 11th of November.
So you plan on touring all summer? Or through the winter into the summer?
Next year.
And next year
Then.
It's gonna be on the road.
Most probably. Yeah, I mean, we have the whole next year lined up. Not everything is announced, but we have the whole year lined up. And I'm quite sure 2018 also will be filled with shows before we decide like we go back and.
Are you thinking about getting on any of the big festivals? I
mean, I would like to play everywhere.
Yeah. That's a stupid question.
It depends on the offers, of course, but I am quite sure we're going to come back to the US and do a bunch of the festivals over here. I mean, we've done the Ozfest, the Mayhem, and all that stuff, and I don't know how well these tours, if they're still running anymore. I don't know if they're.
Some of them ain't.
Those were extremely fun to play because it was like a traveling party, traveling circuits. You know, by hung out and you became really good friends.
Yeah.
With everyone, so
I think the last big one was kind of Warped Tour going on.
Yeah, Warped Tour with Every Time I Die, which they were shocked. Well, I've been a fan of Inflames way from the beginning. So what made you guys decide to do the change? It was just like, Lamb of God, Randy, with always screaming, always belching it out. You guys did too. Was it something that you knew?
The Duke doesn't really sound like screaming anymore.
No, but that's what I'm getting to.
I love it though. I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm getting to. It's like, did you guys decide that you needed to be more mainstream? Or do you still screw what everybody else is doing? We're going to do it ourselves the way I feel.
I don't ever know for sure. It never came that we want to be more mainstream. I mean, then we will have to change probably music altogether. We're still a heavy band. We still have screams in there. We still have, the way our guitars are written. It's not accepted by the big mainstream.
Right.
And again, we don't have that in mind when we write.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a 20-year since the first album for me was Just Race, came out in 96. It's 20 years ago. I mean, I am not the same person.
Yeah.
I can't do. If I would do Just Race Part 2 today, try to copy it.
Yeah.
Just Race Part 1 would be really mad at them. They're trying to. So there's no point. But my instrument, my vocals, I want to take that as far as I can with what I can do. I'm not trying to become the best singer. I'm not trying to be, but I want to try to understand my voice, and I want to try different ways that I can use that.
See, that's cool because some singers just they like the comfort zone and they don't want to go out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
it's good to experiment.
I think so, but I do understand not everybody accept the change. Not everybody accept that they want it to have. Okay, first time out in Inflames was '96. I would love them never to change. I don't want them to change ever. But that's not how we musicians work. We always want to go for the next one, the next one, the next one.
The most challenging. What do you find most challenging now with the industry versus 2004?
I mean, we were a band pre-internet, so obviously that changed.
Yeah.
We're going from before, an album release really mattered.
Yeah.
Up until where illegal downloading was a big issue. Yeah. Until today, where we turned into legal downloading or streaming and stuff. Yeah. So it changed, but I mean, it changed from fucking vinyl is coming back really coming back from nothing basically. But
the cassettes are coming back too.
And that is awesome. And I want people to listen to our music as a whole, not as like we talked about before, like singles and so on.
Yeah.
So we've seen the transformation, but for us it's just all about we can't really control what's going on around us.
Right.
We just have to do what we know is best for our band. And then, hopefully, you fall into place with others that they like you and you follow the industry or whatever. But I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I just have to do my music, be happy about my music, hopefully fans love it, and then I can travel the world.
Speaking of traveling the world, what's your best region to play in? What's your favorite?
City.
It must be New Haven, Connecticut, right?
Yes.
No, I want to know worldwide because it's very different overseas. What is your favorite place to play out of everywhere you play?
It's like it's playing wise the show. It's what happens there and then. It can be whatever. I mean, you have that connection with fans, and that could be anywhere. But then the tourist side, which you never really get to see because you're always playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love being in Japan because that's the food and fucking the culture. But I love being in Australia. I love being in America. I love all the awesome beer you have over here. And the good barbecue and so on. And I love playing in Sweden. It really depends. I can't say one place, you know, because that was made me unhappy for the rest of the
God, the other 49 places.
Growing up, being a musician, who was your idol? And if you could pull that idol in, who would it be?
Biggest influence.
I don't think I mean, I had idols I really admire Lane from Alice in Chains, but he's not with us anymore. I fucking love that band. You know? The Dirt album is one of my top 3 best albums. I would say ever. Main from Tool and that band, I think it's awesome. They also they do what they do for them, and they don't give a shit what other people are thinking. A guy like Trent Reznor, his way of writing, producing, and being really unique about what they do. That's awesome. What else? Tons of these people, I think, that just have their minds in the right direction and they just go for it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how much that inspires. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if that inspires our music.
You had a chance to play with anybody dead or alive.
I would love to be playing Led Zeppelin. That would be awesome.
Nice.
That's
That
cool.
would be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
One of my
One of your big
favorites from back in the day. Not influences, but one of those bands that got me into this type of music from the beginning.
Now, were you into music even growing up from a childhood, or was there someone in your family that...
I am the oldest in my family. I have one younger brother, and my mom and dad were really listening to music that much, so I always had to go to friends or older, their brothers and sisters to find music. And then as soon as I, found this music, I started search on my own.
Yeah.
On radio, or we were tape trading a lot because we didn't really
right.
Sending stuff away, and then we got a letter with stuff back, and
that's
going to
awesome.
shows and stuff like that. So yeah.
WMFR, playing today's new music, loading yesterday's favorites. Crank it up.